Greetings and welcome back to Cardano Coin, where you can find the most latest and fascinating ADA news. You can enter to win 1000 ADA by watching the entire video, upvoting, subscribing, and leaving a comment that says Cardano is king. The winners will be chosen the following month and announced on the channel's community page. Different responses were elicited from the Cardano community in response to Michael Saylor's claims that Cardano ADA is a security. He made absurd claims, to which Charles Hoskinson responded. It appears like Cardano should brace himself for more major surprises, though. What are we discussing? Make sure to watch this movie through to the finish to find out how the Cardano developer proved that Cardano was more decentralized than Bitcoin after comparing Michael Saylor to the Tone Vase or the current cryptocurrency market. Additionally, he claimed that Cardano offers more utility than Bitcoin. Based on Hoskinson, the main purpose of Bitcoin is to act as a store of value. You claim that many who use ADA do more than just speculate, like many Bitcoin investors, and instead use the tokens to finance various projects. It was somewhat perplexing that Saylor would choose his favorite cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, over a crypto asset with greater uses than Bitcoin as a security. When Hoskinson said that debating the merits of the ADA would be fruitless since Bitcoin maximalists are the most poisonous and worthless people to interact with and that Bitcoin maximalism is completely extreme, the matter was somewhat addressed. This individual advised his followers to take out home loans in order to purchase Bitcoin. Considerably, don't you think that? Hoskinson also issued a warning that if Bitcoin doesn't rise to its previous highs, Michael Saylor might file for bankruptcy. Making distinctions between various crypto asset types is crucial since how a specific crypto asset is regulated hinges heavily on whether or not it qualifies as a security, even though some high-ranking officials have determined that Bitcoin and Ethereum do not. The SEC's position on cryptocurrencies and other crypto assets is that it is up to the market participants to determine whether they are securities or not. In addition to the fact that the Howey test, which is used to establish if a specific crypto asset is a security, has shown to be outdated, Hoskinson's rejection of Saylor's accusations plainly show that Cardano is still secure from the threats of being labeled a security. Since many crypto assets don't resemble traditional securities like stocks, bonds, or other financial instruments, it is evident that they are not securities. Furthermore, the definition of a security as it stands today is crucial. I understand that you're probably wondering what the stunning news is. Charles Hoskinson recently made an interesting remark about the state of the Chinese financial system. He was open about how disappointed he was that there was no digital cash system that could be used anywhere and did not require reserve cash. Using this remark, the creator of Cardano made reference to blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies, which he claimed were genuine and legitimate alternatives to traditional money. Reports indicate that since April 2022, rural banks in Hunan Province, central China, have frozen millions of dollars in accounts, limiting the means of subsistence for thousands of their clients at a time when the economy was being adversely affected by pandemic restrictions. The situation was deemed unpleasant since it might be the start of a potential catastrophe. Later depositor Stasia demonstrations and Zhou the province's administrative center and periods of higher escalation that Chinese police began to disperse the disturbances. More specifically, China is renowned for being a harsh opponent of cryptocurrencies. Its citizens are not even allowed to use any digital cash systems, including Bitcoin, Cardano, or Ripple, and they are even forbidden from discussing cryptocurrencies on various social media sites. If only we had a digital payment system that didn't need fractional reserve storage. On July 11, 2022, Hoskinson stated in his official Twitter posts that it was always accessible everywhere. The Cardano founders made the comment in response to China's financial system, which had frozen customer funds. As a result, customers were unable to withdraw their money from the bank. Furthermore, Charles Hoskinson had confirmed that blockchain technology had the potential to fundamentally alter the future. He discussed how blockchain technology has the ability to fundamentally alter government services all across the world and even make them interoperable. He asserted that the blockchain can provide a linked global community as we transition to a genuinely global society and enable the secure transmission of data in a democratic manner, where, in his words, no one player will have total control over important items and resources. According to Hoskinson, this is a result of the blockchain's transparency, which gives the poorest and most valued member of society the same access as the President of the United States. And in all of human history, there has never been a time when that has been the case. Blockchains are openly available and transparent. Hoskinson did not omit to explain how it will allow for more digitization of government services and their deployment on a network to create a new, radically transparent form of governance. Hoskinson continued by saying that the emerging technology allows for global reputation without putting a single nation-state in charge of everything, as the United States did in the 20th century and increasingly as China tries to do in the 21st. Instead, you have a situation where no single entity is in charge. Additionally, it is a better method of conducting business that involves less complication, less fraud, less wastage and abuse, greater transparency, and eventually, less power consolidation. In the last 13 years, we have progressed from very basic systems that could push value around to incredibly rich, dynamic third-generation systems with sophisticated consensus protocols, programmability, and governance. From one chain to 20,000 chains, from one asset to tens of millions of assets, is how quickly blockchain technology has developed. Charles Hoskinson then went on to discuss a possible application for nation-states, adding, "Imagine if you can bring governance this way." Charles Hoskinson foresees a future where governmental agencies throughout the globe learn from one another and strive to become the most efficient and beneficial. Similar to how Samsung's Galaxy and Apple's iPhone quickly surpass one another in performance. The blockchain would be used to run this future. According to Moore's law, which states that transistor count on a computer chip doubles every 2 years, blockchain-based government systems may advance at the same rate as technological advancement. This potential customer is very exceptional. Furthermore, the University School of Informatics established a blockchain technology laboratory in collaboration with the 2020 Cardinals research team IOHK and the University of Annenberg. The endeavor was one of the agenda items he mentioned back then for measuring the decentralization of various blockchains. At the University of Edinburgh, a lab will be established exclusively for an index where we may evaluate various blockchains, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Cardano. Which is the most decentralized, to compare. The index will count the number of miners who verify transactions on the blockchain. Regarding the Bitcoin blockchain's degree of decentralization, less than 10 significant mining operations, according to Hoskinson, are in charge of the majority of the Bitcoin hash rate. Less than 10 performers, in his opinion, are in charge of maintaining it despite the fact that millions of people use it worldwide. Which raises the question of whether or not that is decentralized. Despite how intriguing blockchain technology may sound, some people view it as a hyped-up phrase with little actual value. They point to the paucity of blockchain-based applications that have gained widespread acceptance worldwide. Another objection is that a distributed ledger technology promises to solve issues that have never existed. Additionally, many systems do not require a blockchain, and if one is used, it will cost more than the centralized system it replaces. At the moment where the data is entered and placed in the ledger, there is still a possibility of verification of the decentralization of data storage and transactional history. To ensure that the data was entered correctly, intermediates are still required. Similar to the launch and verification of information on the blockchain. Moving forward, it cannot be erased in contrast to the more than 20,000 cryptocurrencies currently in existence. Cardano is distinctive among the others. Investors have had a challenging year, and the market for cryptocurrencies has fared much worse, falling from a peak of $3 trillion in November 2021. Just $1 trillion in worth. Investors have recently been compelled to avoid riskier assets due to the Federal Reserve's recent aggressive tightening in reaction to skyrocketing inflation. It's still challenging for Cardinal's benefits to be hidden in the turbulence of the market. Despite the current volatility in the cryptocurrency market and the likelihood that many digital assets will lose their value, Cardano's chances of survival are increased by his special features, prospective real-world applications, and development structure. Even the CEO of MicroStrategy doesn't seem to have an impact on his development. But as usual, what do you think of this? Please share them with us in the section below, and don't forget to click the subscribe and bell buttons.